We'll see how it goes. Uh-oh. We've got this bullshit to deal with. Every tech now is so fucking reliable. Yeah. Well. We'll start. We'll fucking start. We'll see if this is doable. I'll install the game again from scratch just to be certain. Because I don't know if my existing install's corrupt. I just realised there's no screws. Well, there isn't any more missing. Because if there is, I've lost them. It might be a bit tricky. I don't have a good screwdriver yet. I should have done this fast. But this is what happens when you don't really test things extensively before you stream. But as we know, it's a waste of time to do that. And generally there's never really many, if anybody around at the start of these things. So people watching this after the fact, you get to see the boring shit that people who are here at the time don't get to see. So, well, yeah, there you go. It's, this is the sort of shit that happens when you're in this hobby. You spend lots of time and effort chasing bugs that just refuse to be found. Don't find them, the machine fixes itself, so you never will find them. That's been an awkward little bastard, that one. There we go. Let's try and get this last one in. Might as well. The holes don't line up. I'll tell you why they don't line up good. Because the chassis is pressing against a heatsink I put on the capture card, where I sort of cheaped out, and I'm like, well, I don't have much room for a heatsink, but I got all this panel. I'll use that as a heatsink. That'll work. It probably will. So the capture card's in there, so, you know, maybe that was causing crashes. Howdy, lame guy in Rusik. Right, I'm going to install the game again from scratch, just to make sure that it's alright. And so we can sort of observe the installation procedure. I don't think I even ran this, and the game does have a speed detection thing, which it probably just plays with the options menu, but maybe it doesn't. Well, the other stuff's not there. Also, I don't know if my existing copy's cracked or anything, and that's another reason why. It didn't give me an option for it did. Right, we'll do that. And that way, you know, has its own thing in case it goes wrong, and then we can fall back on the original install. That should work. I wonder why it says 0k required. It's weird. I mean, it is right into my hard drive. Well, I don't think so, because the problem came back without it. Like I say, I think it's the CPU getting jammed in protected mode, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if I've got a chipset register set wrong, or HiMem.sys seems to do it, and I'm wondering if this is one of those machines where you have to specify an additional command on startup. I'm not quite sure. Like, it might need like the machine type commands or something. My that Intel Batman board needs that. I can't remember which type you have to select because it doesn't match what's in the list. But that's, you know, maybe this is one of those, and it has some weird thing. It does have a very strange way of accessing memory on a hardware level, so you know, it makes sense that there would be something a little bit funky about it. Wow, this doesn't install quick, does it? Maybe I should have done this before the stream. Oh, people have multiple tabs and shit. They can always go away if they get bored. Well, no, now you see we're documenting what it would be like. I mean, the CD drive is era correct, so it's a Toshiba one. I don't have that Mitsumi in here anymore. I'm going to put that in something older and more primitive. And I did that because it needed its own interface card, so I could never have a nick in this thing. Now I can run it off the sound card because I changed the sound card for a Pro Audio Spectrum a good while ago. So the crummy Sound Blaster, well, that can go somewhere else. I don't know why that can go, but it'll find somewhere, I'm sure. Stick it in a crummy low-end 486, or not much point giving it to my 286. Tempted to put my Thunderboard in the 286. I can't believe I found one and it was in Hull. What are the odds? And somehow I always knew I would find it locally if I ever found one of those. I just didn't think I would actually find one. But yeah, I'll check when I come out with this installer. I'll see if we're in real mode or protected mode now. If we're in protected mode, that'll be a bit weird. You know, it's crap, right? My ears grow hairs. Like, as you get older, your hair stops growing that way and it grows that way instead. And it grows out your ears. And mine's curly and it curls over and grows back into my ear, and it's really annoying. I know you totally wanted to know that. Well, it's nearly done installing. I definitely should have done this fast, really. I didn't think it'd take this long. Now it's probably going to run like shit. It seems to run okay-ish when I was testing it yesterday. I don't think we can run with all the settings on full. You'll probably get better performance if I turn the music off. But I don't want to turn the music off. Actually, I might want to turn the music off. I might change my mind about that really, really quickly. I have my reasons. And they're good reasons. You'll find out. You'll figure it out soon enough. Yeah, jeez. Lots of noise on this audio. This card's really quiet, so I assume I've lost a ground connection somewhere again. Finished. Copy into the hard drives. Sound configuration utility. The fact that the machine select speed is in the setup menu, though, does imply to me it might be something other than the options. You'd be amazed how many memory modules I've got back by either rubbing a pencil eraser on them or rubbing an old receipt along the contacts. I mean, if, you know, static and shit, but if it's not working anywhere, it's always worth trying, isn't it? Let's be honest. And when something's not working, the worst thing you can do... This actually needs stereo reverse, it's a bit weird. You know, if it's not working, the worst you can do is make it not work. Yeah, probably it might break in a minute. Right, well, let's set the music up. I thought it crashed then. Why did I think this was a good idea? Look, yeah, it's detected my machine is slow. Well, it is the minimum spec for the machine. My video card, you see, it's not very quick, is it? The video card, it's slower because of those weird clocks and that broadcast circuitry that's hanging off it. Yeah, well, I've just never worried about static. It's never done anything, and most chips from the end of the 70s onwards are designed to be resilient to it anyway when you actually look at them, like the schematics. So, yeah, no, it's never blown anything up. It probably will tomorrow, now I've said that, but... Well, that seems good to me. That seems good. Oh no, don't do that. There we go. Right, let me test so we'll just execute it from here. Just to save time. It's in real mode, it'll probably not crash. Or if it does, it'll take a long time. We'll start this first. Oh, it's not the cigarettes that are making me cough. Yeah, I wish that thing would work. I'd like to hear that wavetable. Like, I'll keep a lookout for one of those cards. If I see one, I will get it. I mean, I might as well if it costs a lot of money now, because it can't cost as much as that damn portable. Your ears are about to be assaulted. I do a Oh. You know it's bad if it can make the music in this game sound rough. Well, technically it's in Unreal mode because HiMem.sys is loaded. It's a weird sort of not really real mode. I don't understand the specifics. Oh, got that shimmer going on. Hang on. Yeah, the scroller does seem slightly faster. So it seems that the machine mode selecting does do something. That fucking music. I don't know why I decided it was a good idea, but you see, I went to that fucking guitar guy and I borrowed this piece of shit just to make the machine work harder. I should put that in the description of the stream. Because if I put MT-32 in there, like, we'll rake in the views. Let's do it. Let's view haul. Everyone else does. Yes, there you go. We'll put that in there. Let's haul the views. I feel dirty. I feel really dirty. Well, it says 386 on the... Where is the box? Don't know where that is. That's one of the ones I tend to keep extra safe, so it's too safe. I don't know where it is. That's probably for the best. But, I mean, that... Yeah. This is the lowest spec it says on the box. The music plays a bit longer, don't it? Because the scroll is still slow. I can't remember the specifics of the Unreal mode. It's a bit weird. You can probably find something about it on the internet somewhere, I guess. Yeah, well, I'm not doing 2 fucking Boomer Raider streams in a row. We'll do Boomer Raider and then we'll do something else. Well, the scroller seems to work, so I like that bit of music, but not necessarily on MT-32. I want to look for some software to create fonts. I want to create a font using my alphabet that I use when I write by hand. And install it on something. I have a tool set for creating DOS fonts somewhere. Maybe I should create one for DOS. Just put it on all my machines, because I'll be able to read it, but fucking no one else will. Teach you to steal my machines. Should we turn the difficulty up, or should we play it on easy, because it's probably going to run a bit shit, isn't it? I mean, my video card's really slow. Oh yeah, I can't use the arrow keys. Oh, I can always turn it up on a per mission basis. We'll start on medium, and if we get our ass kicked... no, I don't have a joystick. Well, I do actually. How did it detect that? How did it detect I had a joystick? I don't have one. No. Hopefully it doesn't do anything silly. Oh no, it got stuck. Well, it's good to know the mostly terrible 32 is working as intended at the factory. Load times are going to be a bit shit. Hard drive's slow, and it's IDE anyway, so... Oof. That's a little bit rough, ain't it? Oh, that needs the gamma timing up. It might look fine for you, but it won't look fine for me. I reckon we can probably do that, you know? It'll probably be absolutely fine. Feels about right. We can tweak it as we go. maybe not. Might be a little bit chunky, that. See, this isn't as fast as my other 386 was. The CPU's faster, the memory's faster, but that video card is really a bit slow. It's not running bad, I think I can play this. What I need to do is make the screen size even fucking smaller. Like, you know, we need to make it so it's like postage stamp size and put like moggies and like flashing things and stuff on there. Then we'll be like those girls who stream. They get loads of fucking views, so that must be the key to it. I reckon if we make the screen size even smaller, the game will run better, and we'll get like 1 million viewers on the stream. Like, I will be a fucking YouTube star. And I can yell at my parents, no, Mom, I told you I was going to be big on the internet. You didn't believe me. I never said that. I have no time for that shit. The internet is for finding information and fucking around, and that's about it. It's not to be taken seriously. No, I don't think so. I suppose if you had like a regular Sound Blaster 16 SCSI and you stuck a boot ROM in the machine, like integrated it into the BIOS chip, it probably would work. It'll work with the past 16s if you find a BIOS for that Trantor chip that it uses. All I can think... Oh jeez, I'm getting my ass handed to me. I'm gonna run away. All I can think is that EEPROM might have been for the configuration, and it got changed at some point. Oh, it's my shield that's taken a beating, not my health. Apparently, I forgot the heads-up display. Turn that music down a bit. It's drowning the game out, isn't it? But it's a good job this game has this, because you can't do it on the MT-32. If I turn the volume down, it'll just turn itself back up. Like, so I don't know why that setting's there, because it doesn't do anything. Like, you can turn it down until a note plays, and then it just comes back on. We'll have to borrow it again someday when I get round to playing Leisure Suit Larry. Just to make things worse. Fucking stormtroopers. Fucking Power Rangers rejects. You know, I don't think Power Rangers was out when Star Wars first appeared. This fucking thing. Yeah, good luck punching it. Uh-oh. I punched the trumpet player, apparently. Oh, he's come round. It's alright. Hey! Shoot me, will you? Cutscene and in-game music and sound effects are controlled independently. So one's for in cutscenes and one's for in-game. I love how you can sneak up on enemies in this. It's very nice. Not many games seem to do that so much at this time. Yeah, well, fucking sticking cards in this, you've only got like 5 slots, so you have to be quite choosy. And that's why it's on a past 16 now, because it gives me SCSI and I don't need a separate controller for my CD drive. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here, because I'm going to get killed. Oh shit. What is that? Kill him. Notes are getting stuck again. This fucking sound... Why do people like this fucking module? It's shite. It's a load of fucking shite. We'll come back for the other shit. I might have to turn the difficulty down. Games get harder when the computer gets slower. It's just a fact of life. Yeah, most of my machines are fairly full on expansion cards. The ones I really like, anyway. My 486SX isn't, because there's just not really anything else I could do with it beyond what's in there. And plus, I quite like that being a simple machine. It just seems fitting for it, you know? Like, yeah, I've polished it up from what it used to be, where it was just this pile of garbage, but I still quite like it having this simple fucking... Yeah, but why do they like the liquid ash synthesis? It doesn't make sense. It's awful. It's really bad. And they break. Yeah, I still need to fix that up one day, don't I? Uh-oh. Ah! I'm running out of health fast. I'm turning the difficulty down in the next mission, I'm sorry. I want to go in the secret room, but there's a life system. We'll take the hits. Uh-oh. It went the other way. I'm gonna say, I'm sure there's another dude here. Oh, man. I'm hurting. Definitely hurting. Definitely hurting. We probably are going to lose a life here, aren't we? Turn super shield on. Suppose. Well, the door got stuck there now. It was just the angle I was looking at it. We get an extra life at the end of the level, and even then, there's no major penalty for getting the game over if we run out of them. So, yeah, good luck running Doom on this fucking thing. The thing is, I'm being a fucking, you know, pretty rough on it anyway by insisting on the screen size and detail being ramped where they are. Could certainly turn that down and it would run better. Now, is there any point collecting shields and stuff if I'm about to die? There is a revive somewhere, but I don't think it's in these. There is a tunnel that has a revive in it. Oh shit. Now I'm in trouble. Don't know if I can outrun them. See if I can find it while I'm down here then. I'll probably get shot, but I might as well try. They might be going off over the... Oh, shit. No, there's like a nest of them. Where is it? It's in there. I don't really want that on because they'll see me. No, that's where I came in. Get out of there. Oh, this must be the way out from wherever that is. Do I have to jump across? This game has stealth mechanics, I'm trying to use them. See, they can hit me, they know I'm here. But I'm stood in the dark, so there's a decent chance of them missing me. It was this one. Yeah, this definitely ramps the difficulty, playing on a slower machine. It's not necessarily a bad thing. There we go. Got the fucker. Is it? He did hit me, I think, but you see how his shot went off to the side because I was stood in the dark? If you're stood in the dark, they don't hit you so much. If it's dark enough, they can't even see you. Oh, Oh, progress is definitely going to be slower than it was with the next gen run. That's for sure. I probably will turn the difficulty down. Just like I say, I don't believe in making things drag in streams, and so where I'm not that bothered about sitting there for a long time if I play on my own. I don't believe in like subjecting people to that. See, say there were enemies in here, they won't be able to see me right now. They wouldn't even wake up. But what gets me is it's running pretty fucking well. And yet there's way more mechanics running than there is in Doom, so... Well, generally, but darkness makes it worse. Who are you calling scum? I used to work for the Empire and I don't anymore because I'm better than you. Technically, you know, I have ascended. Now, there's a demo of this game I have, it's in German, and it has extra shit in this area. It has a switch and I can't figure out what it does. I'd like to know. I wonder if it'd be compatible with those level editing tools that people have released for this. So these IR goggles, these would be very useful. Is there another one of those? Yeah, there is. The fucker just hit me. Hate these little black orb machines. Horrible things. Might as well turn the light on now. Extra life. Couple of energy cells. But yeah, there's like a switch on this back wall in the demo. There's still a seam for it, but it looks of things, or maybe it's just the... It definitely looks like that's still its own wall there, doesn't it? So maybe it's still there in the wall, but I don't know what it does. I mean, maybe whatever it did do was removed. I should have come here sooner. Oh no, I missed the health. Nah, there's never been a source code release for this. I wouldn't have thought it'd even been kept. It is a shame, because I'd like to look at the source code. Because for some reason I have a feeling it'd be really hard to read, but it'd be pretty interesting to try and follow what they did. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I couldn't tell you anything about Star Wars. I saw the films like in the 90s, like on some VHS release of it. So I guess they're already really old by then. And that's it. I never watched them again. I was like, well, that was okay, I guess, but didn't hold my attention very much, and the guy I wanted to win died, so... Oh, now it's going to chug a bit. We're drawing polygons. Oh, I bet there's a lot of fucking assembler in this thing. Yeah, I'm going to say, I think there's another gap in this wall that people just neglect because it doesn't go anywhere. Maybe there's not. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I'm sure I remember there being an extra little recess over here. Maybe not. Maybe it's in another level. There's definitely something over here. There we go. Yeah, well, that's my bet, is like there's probably so much assembly code that it's... Well, we got a smooth video, reasonably. A little bit of lumping here and there, but it's consistent lumping at least. Machine's not running too hot, is it? Yeah, the cashier's probably getting a beating. There's only one curve cache on the CPU, so there's not much. I'm not actually sure that's... yeah, it should be turned on. He's like that stereotypical military sort who just wants wars. That's all he lives for. With pleasure. I saw text appear on the MT-32 then. It better not break, because I don't want to have to pay for another one of these fucking things. Oh, it's alright, I can adjust my balls, the camera's not that fucking far down. You sit still for a while and they get a bit uncomfortable. What is that fucking... I'm sure text came up on that screen. Fuck knows. I think you can play them separately. I'm sure there's a tool for it on the disc. You know, like LFDs or something. Certainly not FLIs. Yeah, I remember using Autodesk Animator many, many moons ago. Ugly thing. But you can make GIFs in DOS. Load time. That's running out of RAM. He's dead. You've annoyed Catan. Annoying Catan is a very bad idea. It's not the sort of bloke I'd want to annoy. I think you'd have trouble on your hands if you pissed Catan off. I think he'd find you no matter where you tried too hard, and I think he'd get his revenge. See, that's when I'd watch the Star Wars films if they made them about Catan. Sure.
The Rebel Command is not taking this lightly. They have authorized me to hire you
The
to find
Empire.
out if there is a threat and if there is, to shut it down. That is, if you are still...
Shut it down? Oy vey. The guy you know.
Alright, I'm in. But I think I'll need some help on this one. I want Jan orders as my mission.
I thought the Empire based on Nazis, anyway.
Then I will let Jan brief you further on your mission objectives.
Probably.
Thank you, Commander. And may the Force be with you.
Most like villainous organisations like that are. Cutscenes definitely run a bit slower, don't they? It's hardly a surprise. But the music's clearly composed with this in mind. It almost suggests that they tested or at least anticipated it. I don't know, as far as I know, things they did in the later films basically cancelled him out of the canon. Like, I think in the comics, because of them, things that were considered canon made Catan part of the canon, but they uncannoned it in the films they made years later. So we'll never see Catan now. Instead you have that ugly bint that they put in, I don't know her fucking name. Raya or something. No, that's Atlantis. I'm putting the game on easy, just to make things flow a bit better. I might turn it back up again once I get more acquainted with it. I mean, if I was playing on my own, I'd probably shrink the screen a bit more, but I really don't want to turn this into an ethot-looking stream. I mean, I can if you want. I can shrink the screen, I can get my nipples out, you know, but I don't think anyone really wants me to do that, so we'll soldier on. All the time is garbage. Hard drive is really slow in this machine. It's a Quantum Maverick LPS or something. It's like this slow quantum hard drive, which, you know, they were already slow as it is, so yeah, this one's really slow. I still almost feel like that should happen, you know. I have a feeling they're probably just showing off that they could stack floors over each other. Can I see another level? Does that actually overlap though? It almost feels like it does. Where's that guy? I'm gonna thump the fucker. There he is. It's one of the few games where punching things actually feels good. It's a first-person shooter and punching feels good. Stealth. You see what I mean about not wanting to upset Catan? I'm pretty certain he just broke both his fucking ankles. His legs just snapped into 4 from that one punch. I'm shooting at light fixtures now. Less dudes out here than I'm used to. Well, I guess that'll happen when you turn the difficulty down. I'm going to regret doing that, aren't I? I don't care about Imperial law. We abide by metric law around here. You should know that. This is a digital system. There we go. Hey dudes, how you doing? So, what will it be, gentlemen? Nah, we don't have any Carlsberg. I'll tell you what we got, though. We serve good knuckle sandwiches in this bar. Ugh! I better stop that. Or else what? What are you gonna do about it? Oh dear. Bong bong bong. Picking stuff up. I always remember there being a key in this room, and there's never is. Like, I know it's not there, but I definitely remember seeing one. Some obscure glitch that occurred 20-some fucking years ago. Yeah, this game has physics from, like, explosions and punches and shit. Nothing behind this, is there? I'm sure I can walk around it. Oh, this is risky. Well, maybe I should have just ridden one of them. Hey, there's IR goggles around here, so it must, you see, they must know who to use them. Walk key. Let's look, yeah, look that way, so more level draws. That'll make it run good. That's not bad. That's fine. Yeah, well, it happens on the PC if the the loop of code you're running small enough that it'll fit in the CPU cache, it'll just run completely out of cache. At which point it will run at insane speeds. There's just not much that fits there, though. Oh, I was hoping I would get thermal detonators. I'm sure I remembered something there. Oh god, this synthesizer sounds like trash. But it makes the machine have to work harder, so it's a decent benchmark of performance. Oh shit, I missed him. It just went by easy. I doubt if there's many programs on PC that ever fit solely into CPU cache either, but there must be some. There'll be a gimmicky demo somewhere that somebody wrote just to prove a point. I don't know what it would be called. Caching, it seems to be. Oh, I'm getting shot from... Oh. That's the problem with the detail being down a tad, you know? Let's get more shield. We don't come back here for... Oh, actually, I'll never set foot on that spot again. Crap, I forgot the fucking bridge. Yeah, then bomb the hell out of this. This is bloody hell of snack bar land. That's what that bar was. It's a snack bar. That's why everything's blown up. I didn't stop for those guys who were dead over there. Why do you think I would stop for you? I swear I've gotten out of this with the door open before. Like, you know, I've managed to set it off, and I'm not sure how I did it now. Maybe I stood at this one at a very specific angle, where I got both doors open. Utterly pointless, of course. But yeah, there's a potential game break there, I suppose. Yeah, well, you're not authorised either, so... Probably. I mean, it's, like I say, there's only 1k of cache on this CPU, so not going to fit much in there. Evil, evil, evil. I'm sure I remember there being thermal detonators in this level. It must be the next one. Blast him! No, you ain't blasting me. I blasted your mother, though. I don't think stormtroopers have mothers, do they? Like, aren't they grown in a lab? They're all just clones. What does this do? That's nifty. That'll be very... Excuse me. That'll be very useful to me. Ha 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 ha. I have a shield supercharge. Your damage shall be minimal. Oh, it does run a bit grimy in here. Definitely runs a bit grimy in here. It's got a big space, I suppose. Hey! Who's shooting me? That's very rude. Cease and desist immediately. Oh, no, I consider Katan's fist to be the ultimate weapon. But I'm just not going to use it so much this time around because the frame rate's a bit poor. I still consider this a playable frame rate. We could ramp things down farther. But this is manageable. This is perfectly fine for me. Is it the Gauss gun? Or the percussion rifle or whatever it's called? That thing I like. That's pretty fucking good. Oh jeez, I wonder what boss fights are going to be like on this thing. That's going to be simply wonderful. Boss fights at 386 frame rates. Some of the boss arenas have, oh dear, have quite a bit of geometry going on late in the game. There's definitely a note stuck. It unstuck. That's alright. I'm not going to play this for ages and ages. This is going to be in installments like Tomb Raider. But so far, it's doing alright. I might loan the system another video card at some point, a little bit faster. So this one is really quite slow at this kind of thing. Because it has weird clocks. No lights for the Empire. I'm taking your lighting privileges away. Music goes slow because nothing's killing me now. Uh-oh. Yeah, the rockets are pretty nice. Explosions in this game are satisfying. They definitely got the feel of things down pretty well. Ah, there's some shields over there. We'll just... Who are you shooting at? I'm not having it. Jeez. More dudes than I expected in this difficulty setting, that's for sure. Oh, crap, every time there's more. I need shields. There must be shields. No, that's them. It's that machine I can hear, the turbine or whatever. Yeah, there's like rockets with the Dark Trooper gun. Where are them shields? Wasn't worth coming back for them, was it? Lost more than we're about to gain. Let's make doubly sure. Nope, it was worth coming back here. There we go. Right, let me out before I get beat any harder. At least it doesn't bug out on damage like Duke Nukem 3D does, because Duke Nukem 3D has some weird things about damage, which seem to be exacerbated by a slow machine. And that definitely won't run on here, but... Yeah, it's a fun weapon. It's pretty unique. The only thing like it, really, is the fast mode of the sigil in Strife. Which, I quite like that as well. Just like, you fire it and just lightning starts raining down. There's something oddly appealing about it. Uh-oh. Someone's shooting me. There's a bunch of guys down there. I don't want to go down there. Let's do a runner before they figure out where I am. Ship's back. You know, the polygons don't fucking hit this as hard. Well, as soon as sectors overlap, it's already prone to warping. Like, certain things make the problem worse, but the more you put, the worse it's going to get. I try to avoid it and just use, like, silent teleporters to move the player from, like, one area to another. Well, it's like in Dimension Shift, none of the upstairs and downstairs areas overlap. They're all in different parts of the map. problem is, it means that the courtyard has to exist many times over, and it uses a lot of sprites. I'd love to have had a way around that, but there are some ways I could have done it, but it would have looked a bit weird, because you'd have had a bunch of view screens for windows, and making the cameras activate, that would have required some weird sector overlap, and I don't know if it'd be practical. It's only in theory that it would work. And it won't work in anything beyond 4593 because somebody broke view screens. It's hard to build overlapping rooms. It's something I always try to avoid. Well, the machine's not blown up yet. So maybe that crash problem's gone. Maybe I can look into doing a video about these capture devices. So I want to do one about the video Sarge and like that dodgy I gotcha. Or maybe the snappy, but I don't know that I'd bother running the snappy because it'd be basically the same as the I gotcha. It runs on batteries. Monster didn't work up. Oh, this thing must be... Yeah, if you overlap points, the map will break. Although I should really investigate overlapping points, because years ago I did discover a way to... have like two entrances above each other on the same wall. In blood, but I mean the same rules would apply. It was completely broken, but it's like, if I can do this, is it useful for anything? Because it's the thing where a lot of people, they'll do something and it seems to be busted. Howdy, way back tech. You know, they try something and it seems to be broken, and so they never play with it anymore. Whereas sometimes you play with the shit that's broken, like, you know, in build, it ends up being really useful. Like I say, I don't know what you'd be able to use that for, but there might be something. It's not going over it until it's already blown up. There we go. I don't actually remember the order of events for this puzzle, so... might be here a little while. Shame this level isn't in that German demo I found, because it does make me wonder if there ever was anything in here. Or with it looking like there's still a separate wall where that other switch was. I'd love to see an early prototype of this game. It'd be interesting to see its development. I bet this one had a really interesting development, because they probably had to turn it down rather than turn it up. You know, there's obviously a bit of ambition gone in here. I think there's some stuff hiding up here. I don't quite remember, but I mean there is a ledge, so I don't think I need any of those. Well, I thought that stopped at about 220. Doesn't. It keeps going up. So what is the limit for, like, energy units? Well, I might find out. Crap, why do I keep doing that? Frame rate's probably going to be bad up here, isn't it? Well, it's not fantastic. But, again, it's what we get for insisting on ramping the screen size up. And not relenting on the detail level as much as we probably should. Yeah, it raises the water level. And something's shooting me. Well, I don't see it. It'll be below the wall. We'll deal with it when we get to that room. Ow. Oh no, no, I'll deal with it when I get there. Which room is it next? You know, if I use these, I probably won't be able to follow me. We can probably just ignore it. But I mean, I have to come back in this room, don't I? Right, let's let the map work for us. The old maze solving method of stick to one side. Because I don't remember the maze no more. It's been a while since I played it. There's 2 different rooms that you can get into. One of them's an exit, one of them isn't. It's one of them bouncy ball bastards. Took care of him. Okay. Progress has been made. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't remember. I've got a feeling we go straight to door 3, and that you don't even have to go through door 2. But I don't remember, and so whichever one I choose, it's going to be wrong. So we'll just do them in order. I mean, it won't execute on a 386, but at least not version 7. I haven't tested the other versions. If they do, I don't think they'd necessarily run very well. I guess the basic versions would theoretically run on a 386, because I mean, they run on anything that can run bloody basic, but... yeah. It still stands up, this game. It still does okay. Probably best to use something faster than a 386 though, but I wanted to test it. I want to see if the game can be played start to finish on one. And obviously I am being a bit cruel with screen size and detail levels. It can be made to run better. Okay, we should be able to sneak right on by. Those things in the water though, I think they can still get me. Those water spiders, whatever they're called. I don't think they can spawn in here, I'm not sure. Maybe they can, but I'll just turn that on now. So we're going to hit them anyway. Yeah, there is a split in the path. Yeah, it's right there, I don't need it. There's nothing essential down there. And at the end there's another split, but... those things are a bit creepy, really. Yeah. So, I remember, like, for some reason always wanting to build a 386, which I don't really understand, considering I'd started on one, but I suppose it was like an SLC, so maybe it doesn't count. Like, is it really a real 386? Because this thing's just fucking weird, so... this is an oddball 386. Yeah, it doesn't like this room. This room is chunky. Ugh. I hate these little red ball bastards. Where is the fucking thing? There it is. Yeah. Well, the little ball things. I should code one for Duke. I should put them in bloody con job, shouldn't I? I mean, I don't want to add new artwork. I want it all to run out of a single con file, but I should be able to do it. Just have them added randomly at map start. So... certainly not impossible. Yeah, that thing's trying to shoot me. Get out of the light sector. Ah, that's because I stood in the light. So as soon as I went in the lit sector, the bastard hit me. It's really kind of underutilized. Well, I don't know that it's underutilized. It could be utilized more. I just don't really play that way, I suppose. Well, this is weird to me because I have to play a bit calmer than I usually would. I'm an aggressive player much of the time. Let's use the auto map. Save some effort. Jeez. Yeah, these tunnels are long. Let's go out of this one just for the hell of it. Just for variety. Well, we should be able to go back to door 2 now. Oh no, it's one of the ball bastards. There it is. Yeah, we should be able to go back on door 2. It's door 4 you don't have to go in. Oh, those water spider things. Well, I guess I could move those into Duke as well, but I'm not going to bother because the octobrains are already there. Oh yeah, thermal detonators. Yeah, the octobrains are already enough of a problem. It's one of those proto-droids or whatever they're called. Where's it fucking gone? Oh, the frame rate. I might have to turn the detail down in this room. Or turn my screen size down or something, because this is... Are they hitting me up on it? That's not fucking nice. No, move, come on. I don't want to stand there. Those things are mean. They hurt. There's a revive in a waterfall somewhere. Extra life as well, apparently. I think this is the one we want. There we go. We're back at full shield. And we should. Yeah, this might definitely require... Probably. Like I say, I have never, like, really seen the films since some time long ago in the 90s, so, like, I'm sure I remember something in the garbage room, like the trash compactor, but, ah, the fucking bastard things, let me up there. Yeah, they're a bit too good at biting. Yeah, I'm going to turn the detail down a minute. I mean, the settings that it let us start with were probably more sensible than the ones I've set to here. Okie dokie. I'll turn them back up when I get over to the thing. I don't remember that being there. Go for him, he's got bombs, he's more of an immediate threat. He's just firing lasers at me, and obviously it's blown up down there. Okay, now I'll turn the detail back up. Oh, the joys of playing on the minimum spec. I mean, it wouldn't be my channel if we, like, took a powerful machine to play it. You know, I've got to play on minimum spec. It's gotta be, like... But thus far, you know, assuming you leave the settings alone that they give you from the start, it will run as advertised. I mean, like I say, we cranked things up, and so, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it does, like I say, if you use the settings that they give you out the box, with that reduced screen size and stuff, then it's it will run. It's almost as if they did test it to some extent. But Muff Rebus. Well, we already know the mission objectives. This level will be fun. This level's quite difficult. I always have a hard time with this one. Excuse me, or is the harp or bass or whatever it is not working? Activity light does come on. Minecraft, I really don't know why they bother to say that will run on a machine like as it comes. It's basically useless without installing Optifine. I'm sure there's a secret below this platform, but I really don't know where it actually is. Like, there's something down there. I think it's like an Ewoks rule or something, but I'm just not going to waste it. That was weird. I pressed forwards and they went backwards. Maybe I did press the wrong key. Yeah, I don't think it's an option, but... Now, what are the odds? It actually runs smoothly here, and I swear when I did that video, I didn't perk around. This was just the level I clicked on. So it runs pretty good in here. Although, again, I'll reiterate, you know, if the settings are left alone, probably won't have as much stalling as I'm getting. It doesn't seem to, like, graze the hard drive too much or anything whilst you're in a level, so that's good. It's obviously pretty efficient. Kill him from the distance. I don't remember my way around this map. It's a little bit complicated. I'm sure there's a way to completely break this level. They even give me thermal detonators here, like they're asking me to go over that wall. Can we do bomb jumps on a 386? Oh, jeez. Oh, there's more of them. What's even down here? Is this somewhere we would want to go? Or is it the way I came up? It's probably the way I fucking came up, isn't it? I'm not sure this is the right way. I don't think we have to come out here. I guess I'll just drop down and say hello to them. Oh, I'm out of ammo. No, I'm trying to switch. There we go. Ah, dealt with them. Took a lot of damage there, though. We took a hell of a lot of damage, so we need shields. I should have used the... Oh no, I would have had to bomb jump to get to the elevator. I don't knock thermal detonators, man. Those things are awesome. Shield supercharged though, but do I really need that now? I mean... I'm not sure I really need that. The hell is this area? Not sure what that is. I don't really think there's much to do in this stack of sectors over here. Need shields. Really need shields. There's nothing there. Getting here. Oh, damn. It's these geezers. They're the lower ranking ones, I'm sure. Oh no, I mean, they actually have like a uniform and shit. Would they rank higher than stormtroopers, do you reckon? Well, who really knows, I suppose. No way in here. This definitely isn't a way in. It's through like a ventilation shaft. That looks very dark side in... yeah. No getting in here. That's our way out later on. I'll just pick this up. Yeah, it does restore my shield, so it's fine. I wanted to press the save game key then, but this game doesn't have one. It does use checkpoints of sorts though, so I guess we don't need one. Just as well, really, isn't it? That'll teach me to be fucking negligent. No major penalty. We got 6 lives left. This definitely was a jump across somewhere, wasn't there? So maybe it was this way. Of course, now that shield I collected is all... this is where I want to be. Duke 3D definitely drew a lot of inspiration from this game. Oh, I thought it was a turret and left it alone if I'd known. Then Blood did as well. I mean, it's in the actual design docs for Blood. I doubt it makes much difference. I've never urged people to do that. There's something nasty in this room, I'm sure there is. Only one of these bollocks. Punch it, Catan. Jedi the bastard. You're not Jediing it enough. Oh, fine. I'm just going to run away. Oh no, it's this. This is dodgy, isn't it? There we go. It's a bit rough getting up there. Yeah, it's, I don't know what the geezer did to it, to be honest, because it wasn't really working very well when I gave it back, but it's probably still broken in some way. It'll probably bust when I'm about to fucking give it back, but the only people I know of who really own them, who aren't like these, you know, oh, there's a turret. Who aren't the, you know, masturbates of 3D effects and rolling types, are always guitarists for some reason who just use it for accompaniment. Well, this is going to be rough on this. Those things do a lot of damage. Oh, shit! Let my blood dynamite skills shine through. Oh, the ball I was trying to blow up was smaller than my balls, so it's a little bit overblown, but I had no ammo in my gun. It's probably by design to make you get a feel for the detonators. So I'm pretty certain it gives us them back. Is this door timed? It probably is. Yeah, of course. It would work out like that, wouldn't it? That's just my luck. That's alright. I'll just run back again. Run extra fast. There we go. Yeah, they're pretty brutal. That's why the music's slow in this level. You're not meant to charge through it. Well, if you get good enough at the game, you can, like any game, but I can hear one. There it is. There's the bastard. Off! Ah! So we have the problem that they they fire polygons and it makes my frame rate get worse. And I don't have any of the bigger guns yet. There's another one through there somewhere. Yeah, it's there. It's a bit rough to make out because of the detail level. So this is where we're going to see, like, really how well this thing scales. Because this requires, like, precision and timing. Oh, I woke a bunch of dudes up. Crap. There we go, that got the fucker. No more, is there? No. But there's dudes. The other dudes. Yeah, well, it's my fault for turning the settings too high. Well, so it detects the machine speed when you run the installer, and it set things way lower than I've put them. This video card is quite slow, so it's not helping. I haven't even tuned the system. I don't really want to, you know. It's just the way. You have to punish things and assume, like, not everything is going to be perfect. Yeah, basically. You know, they said it would run on a 386. So can it be beaten? Like I said, probably can if you adhere the settings they recommend rather than the ones I'm using. Well, yeah, it's not bad considering, you know, what it's on. I can't imagine Doom running at this kind of speed on here. What is this? Is it like 3... Pyramid XR or something? See, I feel like there's the Apple in this. Nah, I don't know what that is. I'll have to go and find the code key. Yeah. I think the lowest spec system I've run that on is a DX2, and it was okay, but I don't know about single clocked 486s. Might not be so good. Because this thing just basically, like, just flies when you start getting into 486s, like DX2s, I suppose. I have no problem running on those. Yeah, I think we're coming up where either this is the empty room where it seems like the level designer forgot he hadn't, you know, he got carried away, or it's where the exit was. Now there's this fork. I thought that was the other way. I don't know. It seems a lot of... Once the level's loaded, it seems like the whole thing's out of RAM, so... Fuck knows, because I don't know that it would start loading up map geometry at random. What if I don't stop? Stop means go, and no means yes. These are the things I have learned in life. Those doors there might be timed, so we might have to come back up here, but we have a code key. See, I really don't know how those things scale compared to x86. These RISC CPUs and stuff, they always seem to have a vastly different performance per clock to the old Intel CISC bastards. I'll get rid of those now while I'm in good health, because you never know what sort of state we'll be in when we come back later. This is a bit dodgy. Let's just go up nits first, we might as well. Never did get round to playing with apples and stuff, did I? I don't think I ever will. I can't find an incentive to earn them. You know, I have to, even if it's not much of a purpose and it's a bit of a weak excuse, I do like to have a reason to earn a machine. Like if it's just going to sit there doing now, it puts me off. What's in there? Oh no, maybe this is the way to the empty room, but we might as well explore it. Ah, this is that weird empty room I was on about. This, where it almost seems like there should have been something down here. Feels like a test room to me. There's something about the architecture in it. Yeah, I think this way is pointless, but we'll keep going. For completion. Ah, no, this way is not pointless. I'm glad I came up here now. See, I thought this was back in that room where we opened the exit, but apparently not. It's in here. There's this place. Right. Oh, I can't remember how we get across there without. It doesn't really matter, does it? We got a mouse. Inventory. Yeah, it's 3-4D. You know, it almost looks like the way I write, doesn't it? I still want to make a font. Like, with my shitty writing. I at least know of ones where it's been done on purpose. Like where they've replaced an industrial board, but they don't make the shitty XT class board that it used to use anymore, and so they get a 486 and they ram the D-turbo as hard as it'll go and turn all the cash off. Because whatever fucking drill or whatever it was running is really sensitive to it. There's no real internal timer in the program. Industrial software tends to be a little bit sloppy like that at times. You know, you're never going to replace the machine, so you can sort of take a couple of shortcuts with it. Right, this is Dark Forces at its finest, where it's all capable of doing puzzles and shit. So where's it going to start? No, that's no good. Put it over there. Yeah, we have to press all them switches to get that door open. Probably. Yeah, there's like switches on the side, and there's that deadly chemical on the floor. Yeah, that made horrible noises. Does it actually affect anything up here already? Because something definitely moved. Probably just moves a door inside that door. Look how you can do both movements at once. It's more advanced than build sector puzzles, like, well, at Duke's. I mean, it's entirely possible to do this in build, but Duke has no mechanism for it. Certainly the rotation thing, it does have a stepped rotate, but this 3-level Z axis thing, that I don't think there's any. Yeah, it's an odd looking texture. It's a puke looking texture. Did I just press the switch, or did I just turn myself around? Yeah, I pressed the switch. Okay. So, I always sort of imagined it would smell like vomit and whatever developer fluid's made out of. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a way I could affect a puzzle like this in Duke 3D with no code. I mean, I borrowed a lot from this game in my inspirations in levels over the years. So, does this start moving now? No, it only starts moving when I stand on it, doesn't it? It starts thrusting up and down. Thrust. Music's good in this level. It's very fitting to the atmosphere. Oh, there we go. Now it should come up. Oh dear. Okay, where's that edge that I can run out at?
That's all we need. Let's get out of here. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah. I don't know, they don't really smell like that. But they have their own distinct smell. I never liked being, when it was my time to empty the damn thing off the back of the fucking boat. I mean, that didn't happen very often because we was banned from fucking using it. I used to annoy my dad having to empty the damn thing. Oh, fucking, it's always full, this bog, it's always fucking full. You go off the side of the fucking boat. So, well, makes sense, I suppose. I don't have any gripes with doing that. You know, that's what people do on boats half the time anyway, because, I mean, you're out in the middle of the water, like, who's going to see you, and if someone does, what they're going to do? Call the cops. You're on a boat, you know? I mean, it's okay for the dudes, but it's not okay for the girls. It's not okay when you're having to, like, fucking sit on the edge of, like, this fucking bench on the boat and hold onto a bucket while your fucking cousin takes a whiz because she keeps falling off the damn thing, you know? That's when it's not okay. Now, where was that exit door? I haven't enough of this facility and I want out. I don't think it was in there, was it? It was through here. You can't fool me, facility, no matter how convoluted your layout is. Oh, I thought there'd be a welcoming party out here. There's not. Stormtroopers, you're letting me down. You know, boats like that are like expensive, and so we didn't have anything sophisticated like that. Yeah, it's not jump across, that was how we got in. I mean, we probably could go back that way, but it'd be completely pointless. You know, this is much narrower the start of the map than I ever remember it being. What was I saying about... Oh no, that was when I was filming, I was on about perspective of time. Haha! Ha 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 ha! I'm really impressed by how the polygons don't seem to affect the frame rate very much at all. Next mission! MT-32 hasn't blown up yet. Runs colder than my one used to. This metal you found is called frick, a rare material that they must be using for armouring the Dark Troopers. I guess I'm not going to read these out. Howdy, last sigil. I'm probably going to make this the last level for today. Not sure. But I mean, I didn't set out to do a long stream today. Yeah, there's no fucking with Carcassonne, he's a badass. Look, they start you facing this way, and they give you a bunch of these. It's like they knew. I'm telling you, these people did fucking rocket jumping before Quake made it cool, only they did it with thermal detonators. I'm not going to try again. I like the music change there, that was pretty good. It's a criminally underdone thing, interactive music, it really is. More games need it. It sounds pretentious or something, I'm sure, but it really does add to the experience when the music changes depending on what you're fucking doing. More games need that. There's very few games out of everything ever made that has had that feature. And that's a real shame. I'm sure that didn't get picked, it didn't. It's years since I've gone this way. I usually go over the ledge, so this is going to be rough. This is usually like the way back or something to me. Rather than the way in. Even then, I'm not sure I get to see all of this normally. These noises, those are machines in there. Is that... those sectors really overlap, do you think? Or do you think there's a teleporter somewhere? And the noises are just, like, put in to make it seem more consistent? At least it's easy to find the way in. I mean, we just follow the bones of the structure along. But it's weird how the mine entrance is overhead like that. Weapon switching can be a little bit slow here. Yeah, I think that's the way that goes to the start. Yeah, well that's good for hat in time, because it, like I say, very underappreciated feature that not many games really bother to put in. And it does add quite a lot. I mean, even when it's just a cheap track change, like, depending on events, like say in a horror game where like the monster comes out that you've got to evade and it changes to a more sinister thing, even that is better than just the constant song playing. Oh yeah, we got the welding gun. Well, I mean, this game does it really well because it's just pushing MIDI out, and so it just has lots and lots of small MIDIs in effect that it joins together. Was that the way I came in? What was that? I think, yeah. Might as well have that shield, we never come back here. This is the exit, isn't it? We come back here later, I think. I don't think there's any reason to go down there. In fact, I think there's stuff what kills us down there. Right, dealt with them. Oh, we got a stuck note again. Oh, crap. No, it didn't stop there. Halt! What if I don't halt? Again, you see these dead dudes? I didn't listen to them when they told me to stop. Why do you think I'm going to listen to you? It's not even like, you know, you think, oh, I'm more badass than the one he just shot, because you're all clones. So, therefore, you're exactly the same. Yeah, it has its own format, but it might as well be MIDI for all the difference it makes. Oh, jeez. I think there's dudes down there. Yeah, there is. And there's a turret. Oh, did you see the blood TNT skills at work? Yeah. It'll take more than a bit of choppy frame rates to stop me. We could have just dodged it, but yeah, I feel better having blown it up now. It's not going to arse rape me by surprise. Surprise, but sex. Those notes keep getting stuck. I mean, that's the MT-32. I've driven, like, external modules with this machine before, and it doesn't usually do that, so... And the mostly terrible 32. And it's mostly terrible noises. And terrible performance. What's he doing? It's like stood up on the wall. Like a ninja trooper. Oh shit. Man, they don't really want me coming in here, do they? Well, you can't tell me what to do, troopers. I'll do whatever the fuck I want in here. This is my mine now. It's mine. Oh shit. Dear. He's not very happy. Where did he come from anyway? I swear he wasn't there before. Oof, I'll be back in a moment. Hold on. See, I really don't like the idea of putting those two cards together. They'd never respond at the same time. But I suppose if it didn't affect the speed things ran at, you could just record them both and mix it together later. I'm more interested in what will happen if I put two adlib cards in the same machine. Oh, jeez. Hey, we survived. But yeah, if I put two adlib cards in the same machine, will they both work? And more to the point, how does stereo OPL2 work with dual 3812 chips? Because it does make you wonder, like, if it just uses, like, a second port. Well, that isn't good. And I was to put, like, the second card on that port, would I then have poor man's stereo of the L2? See, again, look at the design. They obviously knew that, you know, that would be rough for some people. I.e. people playing on very low spec systems. Oh, this is really bad. I swear this is rigged. I never seem to be able to get out of here until I've taken a crushing. But yeah, that's what I'm questioning. How does stereo 3812s work? It must have its own way of communicating with the second chip, so... Well, that's what I mean. Like, when it's a stereo card anywhere, like the Sound Blaster Pro, like, it must use a different port for the second chip or something, a separate I/O address. Well, yeah, that's the thing with putting two of them on the same port, is what I mean. Unless it's one of those really obscure pieces of software that uses the interrupt, then theoretically shouldn't both cards just work at the same time? Yeah, it's rather unpleasant sound, isn't it? To be honest, I'd probably do that to myself if I had an MT-32 playing around me. Oh, this has the bouncy laser walls. It's not really useful to me right now. Oh, no. We've got to go back through this. Yeah, I mean, I have two Adlib clones, so there's no reason I can't try this. It's not like it would blow up or anything, right? This is where we find out that for some really obscure reason, if you install two Adlib cards, the machine blows up. Like, it just melts down like a nuclear reactor that's gone haywire. Oh yeah, you'd still have mono. There's absolutely no point in doing this unless you could drive the chips separately, like on a Sound Blaster Pro, but I just want to know what it'll do. Like, if they're both on 388, will they both play music, or will only one of them be able to intercept the signal? Only for the signal to then get cancelled. Well, yeah, that's why you need to use a different address for stereo, so you could use a second channel. It's exactly the same as the fast output. There's literally no difference between them. I'm telling you, it penalises you for falling in. It's like you can't build momentum until you've taken a crushing. But yeah, there's no difference between those two sockets. I think they're even electrically the same. Really weird card, never seen another one. I look forward to getting my Thunderbolt. I always wanted one. I'll teach him. Wow, I made the jump. Very industrial looking in here. Oh, I'm gonna say this is gonna be that shaft, isn't it? Well, he takes a crushing better than anyone else I know, so... Oh dear. Well, that kills the frame rate a tad, doesn't it? Now where do I want to be? What have I gotten myself into here? I'm going to say it's going to be all the way back up, isn't it? All the way back up and through the stinking crushers. Oh dear. Yeah. I almost wondered if it was like a cheap input or something, like for if you had a CD drive. I don't know if it'd be its own video, but it might show up somewhere else. I mean, odds are I'll have a video about another sound card at some point, because I like sound cards, and so... Look at this, there's no way I should have been stuck in there, is there? Yeah, Duke's very sensitive to being crushed. Especially in older versions of the game where you can get crushed just by running at walls too hard with the steroid. Well, you can still do that in the Atomic Edition. There's ways to induce it on purpose to make like death planes in levels, but not many people do it. Oh, fuck off, game, I jumped. I'm gonna... Oh, I can't because it overhangs. Oh, what? How did I get there? That was weird. Don't ask me what just happened. Yeah, he doesn't like being squished, doesn't Duke? Oh, this is trash, man. I'm sorry I'm trying to cheat, but I don't want to have to go around again, because we're just going to be here all night, but I'm going to have to, aren't I? Ah, crap. Yeah, can't go up there either. I'll turn that off in a second. Yeah. Yeah, that already somehow manages to fuse with the damn thing. Duke 3D's collision is rather dead at times. Remember what I was saying about sector warping before? This is definitely something wrong with the way these work. I mean, it can leap straight out once he's had a good crushing. I'm going to turn the detail down. I'm sorry, but I need my frame rate to make that jump. And we could turn the screen size down, but like I said, I don't want this to look like an ETHOP channel. I will get my titties out if you want to start giving me money, but I don't think anyone wants to see them, so... And they're a bit more hairy than most of thems are. Well, let's get through this mess. Teach me to turn settings off. Up. Red Faction, man, I really didn't think much to those games, as games, but I did like the destructive level geometry in them. Oh man, rust. Definitely a lot of rust. Where do I want to be here? I don't want to just be down there, do I? Oh crap, evidently I do. Perfect hit. It's not perfect as mattered. There we go. So ain't so bad after all. I'm not worried about shit like that. What, am I going to lose my audience if I... This is going to put me back through all that stuff, isn't it? I doubt if anyone watching this stream is under 18, and I really would hope that no one under 18 watched my stuff. I've heard that bit of the music before. It really would be ill-advisable. I'd want to know where the parents were. I just think I could have had a job as a primary school teacher. Well, I did have a job as a primary school teacher. Just never showed up for it. Can we do it without turning the detail off? Are we brave enough to do it without turning the detail off? Yeah, we are. It's alright when you know how. Come on. Out you get. There we go. If we miss this jump this time, I'll just pogo up here. I'm getting tired. I want to go to bed. There we go. I think I'm getting one last wave of being decent, which I'm going to need because this is a boss level. This is... Time has worked out about right. You know, I wanted to get to the first boss. I'm slightly behind where I wanted to be, but not too much. We're rotating sectors in here. This is not gonna do our frame rate any favours, is it? I don't remember what gun he's really weak to. There's turrets. If we run really fast, they might not get us. Don't get stuck on the geometry. I mean, the flaky frame rate does affect them a little bit as well, so it's not just us. It's weird that they have the walls actually built up in these mines, I have to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen a mine anything like this. I'm sure I heard a robotic noise. Is he already a tangible thing? Oh dear. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Where is it? Oh, that's nasty, that, isn't it? Look. Where is he? I'm gonna say, there's no way he's dead. You Terminator reject motherfucker. Get away from me. His attack bypasses the shield as far as I know, so if he hits you, you just take damage to your life. He's done. Dodgy thing. Oh, medkits. Thoughtful design again. You see what I mean though? I played this game before Doom, and that's my problem. This game ruined Doom for me. Because it does things much better. Oh yeah, he wants to be the Terminator. He just can't be. I don't remember quite how this sequence works now. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I had to stand here. Oh, this is great with this detail level. Yeah, I don't know about explosives with the shield. It seems to depend on the type of explosive, but the Dark Trooper can't do much about them. So I can see is like there's enemies that are like 1 or 2 pixels down there, and well, the door's open or not. I suppose there's not much going on here. We could technically turn the detail up. I can see orange up there, but that might be from the walls. Well, let's bail for it and see what we get. Oh shit. No, let me out. There we go. You think I'm going to stop? You are sadly mistaken, sir. I shall not stop. You wouldn't know I had a weapon supercharge on, would you? The frame rate's a bit tanky here. Definitely think the moral of this story is don't fuck with the settings that LucasArts like suggested you play with. Nice overlapping sectors though. honest, it almost looked like another Dark Trooper in its pixelated form there. I was like, has there always been one out here and I've just never noticed? I told you, I'm authorised wherever I authorise myself. I don't need your authorisation to do nothing. But this is getting a bit nasty out here now. I'm gonna run. I can't resist, actually. Oh, that one flying. I like the physics in this game. Oh, you're getting the special treatment. There you go. I don't think he's died it. No, he has died it. Good. Okay. Well, that wasn't so bad. They're about a third of the way through the game, so I don't see this is going too rough, to be honest. Wah. I think it's because of all the sprites that are in the level now. Well, that's convenient to me, but not as much as it might have been, because I can't enjoy the advanced firing rate that it has. Are we sure this is going back? Probably is. I think this way is to the ship. Should be. There we go. Just flew in over his head. Give him an haircut. I think that'll be my last level for today. Yeah, when Catan punches stuff, it moves. That's probably why the universe is expanding. He thumped it a long time ago. Camp for the new order. Oh, Catan will never come near the ship, eh? Would you back that up with money, would you? See, I can see the movie playing out if Catan was in it. Like, you'd have that line just, Catan will never come near this ship, and you just hear like, in the background. At which point, I think you'd just have Vader like, starts the evacuation procedure. But Lord Vader, it's only one man. No, this is Catan. The ship's a lost cause. Yeah, that's enough Dark Forces for one day. Like I said, I think that's like about a third of the game done. Like, it only has like 16 missions or something done, if that. So, me. Damn difficulty settings. I feel like a pussy playing it easy. So yeah, I guess next stream, I don't know what it'll be. We'll go back to Boomer Raider. But yeah, then after that, probably back to Dark Forces. Well, that's the only live action bit that I remember, and it's rather odd. It even looked out of place to me as a kid. I think it's because it's like that that guy who's in the movie for like 10 seconds that everybody raved about for some reason. He has like a massive fan base even though he doesn't do anything. Let's have a quick game of solitaire before we call it quits. Oh yeah, I moved the parameters for this card, this sound card, so I think that's what the little scrape was about. I think the past drives are pretty good though, in that they just update in Windows like the next time you run it. It's like, if you've changed them in DOS, they're just like, oh okay, and they'll fix that for you. Pretty reliable. Do I have solitaire? I do have solitaire. So ScumVM's a bit of an odd thing because, you know, apparently it's like Lucas's own engine, but I have a release of Broken Sword that runs on ScumVM, like you can press keys and the interface comes on. And I could have sworn that wasn't a ScumVM game, that Revolution had written their own software for it. Maybe they didn't. I still quite like with Broken Sword how you can pinpoint the moment that they left Hull. Like, between Beneath the Steel Sky and Broken Sword, that they suddenly realise what colour is. It's like, but I mean, I guess that'll happen to you when you're walking like above the fucking Dole office or wherever, and your fucking office is full of damp. Everybody's dying, and you're just like, no, we can't go off sick because we're always going to be sick anyway. So we might as well just come into work. Just never get anything done otherwise. I don't know if it's worth putting that 6 out so I can move that 5 and empty a spot there. Sort of trying to figure out the best way to go about this. We might as well get rid of the 2 of spades. We might as well get rid of the 3 of spades. We can't do anything with the 2 of diamonds. That's not really useful to me right now. I say we get rid of that 5. Well, assuming the king is black. Yeah, I really don't know. I'd have to look into it. So I figured that there was something somewhat general purpose going on with it, like, you know, that you could use it for other stuff. Oh, which one do we want to do? There was a king in here. What colour was it? Oh, was there a king in there? There was. It's a black one. Nah, I'm going to go with this one. Of course. I mean, that doesn't change anything, really. Unless there's a black queen, we'll try and set that up. There's a black queen and red jack. Yeah, there is. Okay, and both the queens are in there. We're going to have to go around again. I can't undo that many steps. Both of them are in there, so that's safe. This move, however, really isn't particularly safe. However, no, the Gravis isn't in here. It was in the portable because it had a job to do, but that was for videos I had to abandon because they involved filming outside, which, you know, I can't really do right now because the place I would have filmed is just shut. So, how fantabulous. That was, I never work ahead and I never film like outside, and the one time I would have done it, I had 3 videos that were dependent on it, and it's like, oh, well, shit, you know. I'm going to be ahead for once. I'm always behind. And the one time I try, the Lord punishes me and unleashes disease upon the land. That'll teach me a lesson, won't it? Well, this is all I can think to do at this point. Well, the kings are out, so that's a start, but... do we have a red 10? We're running out of options here. Quickly. We have that. It's a black 10. Nothing to put it on. No, the Gus is generally a homeless card. It's probably going to end up in my DX50 because it sounds rotten, but I can't imagine that turning out to be a particularly practical machine. Like, I imagine that thing's not going to be all that useful as a system. Just, I mean, what the fuck can you do with it? It's a DX fucking 50. They're a little bit, you know, this is clunky. It does seem to work in what limited testing I did as well. No, I thought there was a fucking 7 in there. You know, this game might be fucking shit now. We might be screwed. And even putting these out isn't really going to help us. So we have a 3 of diamonds in there. I don't remember seeing one. No, of course not. It's going to be hiding under these, isn't it? Oh dear. Dear me. Yeah, well this would have been a much bigger thing than that phone booth, although I don't even know if we'd be able to do it because I don't have that portable. I'm not entertaining the damn thing. Unless something really wacky comes to mind that can get it to work. I'm just not going to waste time on it. And it can go on the piss pile with the rest of the fucking rubbish from the neighbourhood. Well, let's have another game before we kill it for the night. I like to end on a win, but I can't always do that. We'll save that, but we'll remember it's there. Yeah. It's going to be well, I don't know, it's probably not going to be a year I've been stuck inside. I mean, I can still go out on the roads. Nobody's said anything to me yet. They'll have a hard time catching me. I'm on a fucking bike. You can't really catch bikes when you're in a city. I'm just going to do that on a whim. It's not a good idea, but yeah, you know, it's when you're in a city, trying to catch a bike in a car, it's just not something you're really going to be able to do. The bike's going to win pretty much every fucking time. It's a losing battle. It's just the nature of cities. They're built in such a way that it slows cars down. And that's before you resort to riding on the sidewalk, which you're not supposed to do. I generally don't, because I don't, you know, I don't like giving cyclists a bad name, because I'm the one who has to cycle on the damn roads. So, you know, the last thing you want to do is annoy people more than you really have to. I'm not sure if that's a smart idea, but we'll go for it. Okay, it was a smart idea, actually. That worked out just fine. Look at that. I wouldn't fucking worry about them. Bloody police. I doubt if they can cycle that quick. Really doubt if they can cycle all that quick. There you go. There you go. Well, this game's going well. Hopefully we don't blow it. You blew it! Yeah, this is way better than it really should. Well, what can we do? We might be alright as long as there's nothing too vital underneath there. Oh, we can even put that out because we have the blank slot for it. Then put that out. If we've got a red 9, we can move that bastard there. There you go. Move him there. I don't know what's under there. I'm not even that worried because I'm in. Well, thus far here they've done absolutely bloody nothing. Like, they don't seem to care. It's just like, well, do what you want, have your garden parties, invite the whole neighbourhood. So there's practically no enforcement whatsoever. Which is crap, because if I hear that fucking stupid Latin music again, I am going to probably end up beating the shit out of somebody. I don't know why anyone would listen to that stuff. Why is it Latin music, you know? It's weird to me. It's not what chavs used to listen to, not so much. I mean, I always did a little bit, but I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Could it be that love is the answer? I just don't know. Why I want to stay here with you. Well, this worked out just fine, didn't it? This never happens. That game went far. I hope that was just luck and I'm not getting good at this. I've learnt of this stand on your doorstep and applaud the NHS. That is really despotic to me. I find that greatly worrying because you're going to give these people, they already have an attitude problem, a lot of people in the NHS, and this is only going to exacerbate that problem. Because now they're going to just end up with this holier-than-thou approach. Which I really don't like. I refuse to do it, and I refuse to adhere to these measures. It's like, no, I've got to go outside, you know, I've got places to be. Because I have to be these places, your measures are going to make no difference whatsoever in my case. I'm getting tired of having orders barked at me, especially when it's not my fault. Someone walks up behind me in the line and the store comes and yells at me. It's like, why don't you yell at him? You have to be 2 metres apart! Well, all I can do now is walk up behind the person in front of me. I'm not leaving the line. Fuck off. Yep, I'm done with the conversation. Fuck off. No, I just tied my back because I can't deal with people. It's what I'm like now. It's extremely effective. They're just like, shut up. You just turn away when you've had enough. I make my point. And then everybody's not going to listen to people now, because no, people just don't listen. And so you just tell them to shut up, turn your back. And they keep trying to yell at you for a while because they want a reaction, but you don't give them a reaction. You just ignore them. And they get kind of mad, and they shout a bit, and then they go away. And usually start having to go at someone else. At least there's food again now. You know, people have stopped hoarding perishables like bread and milk. So we're getting there. It'll be interesting to see the government never lift these restrictions. It's funny how there's still marketing post coming through the letterbox, because I mean that's bound to spread the damn thing. It's like, hello, you know, you're not letting me do a bunch of shit. Can we stop this unsolicited crap now, please? That'd be a nice one to put in and just never remove. And of course they won't do that. Well, that's that. I don't know if you noticed there's like a transition when you close a window on this. You get that diamond pattern. Seems to be something the driver for this video card does. That's what changed the colour scheme, isn't it? It's a weird thing. There's basically no thing for it, I don't believe. That would be the sound card, wouldn't it? Yeah. has 16 Studio, this machine. But yeah, there's no applications for this card in Windows. You'd have to set the TV output in. You'd have to set that in DOS, I guess. Well, it still works in Windows, but obviously it has to be set in DOS. Either way, lots of hard drive crunching. That's going to be that for today. So like I say, I'll be back with Boomerooter at some point. Don't know when. And then when we've been back with that, we'll be back with this. Assuming my machine doesn't break, which it doesn't seem intent on doing now. So whatever the problem was, maybe it got fixed. I don't know until I run it some more, but I mean, let's run a couple of hours and it's not broke. The chassis is warm there, well, like the heat sink of the capture card touches it. That's a cheap trick. Seems to work. I mean, we've got all this steel, why not use it as a heat sink? I'm still going to replace those volt rags at some point. It seems with a failure mode for them that they get really, really hot when they get old and just sort of burn themselves out. I might swap to this video card, just a bit more speed. Don't know, probably not actually, we'll just leave it alone. We can fiddle with the detail level. Maybe I'll try and tweak it a bit more in my own time, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.